Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Doujinshi, the only person alive who has this combination of things all set up. And welcome back to another episode of Hentai Reviews, the only series where the only thing that's consistent is our inconsistent upload periods. But at least we're a little bit more expressive, mostly with the facial movements. So, today is not the 100 subscriber special. Mostly because I did not think we were going to get that far, therefore, did not plan that far ahead. Fuck, I gotta do something. But don't worry, it is coming. Whatever the hell it may be. But nonetheless, we are going to be taking a little bit of a special dip in today's episode. Normally I have been following a little bit of a schedule where it used to be Redo of a Healer, Bible Black, and then a miscellaneous third one, all the way until I decided to go ahead and finish Redo of a Healer, and now Bible Black is closing in on the second season era. So, I decided to take a little bit of a break, and then come back, and then I totally forgot what I was doing, so I just started watching random things, and now I have a schedule that's all out of whack. But we can mitigate that. All we gotta do is get through this one. And what are we going to be reviewing today? Oh, fuck, it's yaoi. Thank you, God. Listen up, chuckle fucks. We're reviewing gay hentai today. Padma. Today we are going to be reviewing, and this is a long-ass name, so excuse the pronunciation. Kuroga ni Natt kora Shin 𝓗𝓗𝓝𝓣𝓐𝓘 Mita Season 1. Done by our friends over at Shueisha. Running at 43 fucking minutes and 50 seconds long. Holy shit. Has 12 total categories, notable of which are, plot, exactly what we're here for, or fantasy, not real life. Is it fantasy? And, oh, one of my favorite tags of all time, yaoi! Give me that, hit me with that gay shit. Yeah! Let me just go ahead and say this right out the gate. This is not an exclusively yaoi hentai. This is very much focusing on the themes of what happens in this, where the main problem is character pissed off somebody. That somebody turned them into a person that is under certain conditions that allow them to turn from their male form into a female form. The friend, on the other hand, who is going through this along with him, does not care. If I could sum this entire episode in one thing, or this entire season as it's called, into one phrase, it could be, joke's on you, I'm into that shit. There you go. You have this whole thing wrapped up. But let's go ahead and give it a classic run through, why don't we? We open up with two lads on the beach going over to go ahead and pick up girls. The first one is the darker haired one named Rui. Rui, kind of the ladies' man yaoi character of the group, where they have such beautiful eyes and flowing hair. And a nice ass. Yes. And clearly he's the ladies' man as well, as he walks away with two girls, arm in arm. Ladies, let's go. Oh, along with his friend, the blonde one, Shion, who is hot. I'm gonna not even try to stop it there. Man's hot. Blonde hair, darker colored tan skin, perfect on anybody, no matter what's in your pants. Damn, this mask made me dramatic. But, let's go ahead and continue. Oh. As Shion walks off with another of the women that he's brought along with, he walks away, and as he lifts up his shirt, he was at a beach as I don't think he had a shirt on, actually, now that I think about it. The girl looks down, they said, that must have hurt, as he has a large scar going right up from where his waistband cuts off to about close to navel area. And he says, it's not all that bad. And as an ominous female in the background goes, witchy shit, I'm gonna do some stuff. Got this mysterious liquid I'ma put in your drink, and you're not gonna pass out, because that's wrong. Oh, I'm just gonna make your pee-pee go into a vajiji. I ate a lot of sugar a little bit ago, and I have energy now. This is weird. As of later on, Shion gets ambushed by the character and is knocked out. God damn it, I just set up that joke. Oh, but he wakes up, nothing wrong with him. Only difference, he may have drank something in that time period while he was asleep. But he wakes up as a girl, with a nice big pair of honkers. Absolute booba. So, naturally, Rui finds him and is like, hey there, hey little mama, let me whisper in your ear. You hot as fuck! And goes over and starts being the player that he is, gets up real close and is like, why do you keep saying you're my best friend who looks exactly like you, only gender bent? Man, that scar is an awful familiar place. Wait a minute! That's my friend's scar! I would have never guessed. I'm still into it. And then they bone. Leading to scene number 1 from 3 minutes on the dot to 4 minutes and 55 seconds. Just under 2 minutes. It's good appetizer for what comes because this is a long-ass bitch. They then discuss the problem at hand and how they're going to stay together to kind of avoid the confusion of the whole thing. And exactly what you think happens. Shenanigans in one way or the other of, oh no, I'm a guy in a girl's body. How am I going to do this with my oh-so-horny friend who just so happens to not find this weird in any way, shape, or form and questions nothing. Like a true best friend, you gotta be what's real. You know what's really in people's pants? What this guy should have. Homosexual, where you fuck your friends. Hence, Tyler, if you're out there, call me. But nonetheless, it continues on further all the way until, how can I best put this? Leading up to the point where they've had just about enough of that shenanigans, and then Shion decides to go out on his own. Go out and party like a real person. Nothing's changed, there's no chromosomes in me that are different. Hey, these 3 trusting fellas over at the club, they clearly don't have ill intentions for a very loosely clad woman like me. What are you guys getting so possessive? And then Rui steps in and then gets that white knight mode going where he just beats the rapists. That seems like a very high jump. Hey, you're a girl for one day. Guess what's gonna happen when you go to the club? Nothing fun. Except something fun does immediately happen after where Rui comes in, saves her, and the friend says, alright, that's cool. I'm into it. In which case, Shion turns back into his male form, and then Rui says, I am not only into it in the beginning, I'm into it now. And they have the gay, they do the gay. Hey, leading from scene number 2, which runs 8 minutes and 55 seconds to 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Another just under 2 minutes. Minute 45. A little bit less than last time. And it's a little steamy in here. Yeah. But as they continue afterwards, there's a little bit of a, wow, he must really think I'm attractive as a girl, because nobody would ever do that to me. If I were a guy, he must be really attracted to the girl in me. Yes, that's what he's attracted to, you dumb, idiot, stupid boys. I love you. After the romp around, he then looks over at it. Shion looks over at Rui and says, "You know, I think I might be..." Boom, girl turns back immediately, right then and there. 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 And is made into a little bit of a bet between them. They say, alright, to avoid what happened yesterday, where you were a girl and then guys wanted you to be a girl in other ways, here's how we're going to avoid this. You're going shopping for actual things so that you can be a little bit more well-dressed, so people will get the vibe of like, hey, I'm not just walking around braless, doing dancing at any club. I'm a classy hoe. And he's like, fine, but I'll get all my clothes if you take me to somebody who can help this. And Rui's like, don't worry, I know a guy. Which is odd that you know a guy that's this specific. And as they go to change the clothing on the whole thing, they have what's known as changing room sex. You know that kind of thing that you're afraid of if you're not the people having sex? Mostly because people change in those. Be respectful. But they do it anyway. Leading to scene number 3, which is 13 minutes and 15 seconds to 14 minutes and 50 seconds. Yeah, it is. They be doing it alright. Right? They then go to see the doctor, who apparently was the guy that Rui knew. And he gets a little bit of a comprehensive thing going on where the doctor's like, hey, figure out what's going on. If you imagine that you have a attraction towards women in any way, shape, or form, you turn into a woman. But when you no longer feel that attraction toward anything, then you turn back into a dude. And then Rui's like, God, I was so straight before. Now I gotta go along and not do that. I was the epic Chad. Now I gotta be... Same thing, but like, just no girls. Live your life, bro. Oh. They then, Rui and Shion, in his girl form, are then walking through the area, and a mysterious girl shows up and kind of just like, hey, Rui, what's going on? Sees female Shion, is just like, who's this bitch? I'ma scooch my way over into these DMs and say, hey. And then Shion walks off, and then Rui's like, be gone, must be with friend, and then runs over and disappears over to his friend, kind of just signifying the whole, it's not who you are. It's not what's on the outside that matters. It's the fact that I know that you're a dude. And that's a turn on. But also you're a girl. That's a turn on. And I'm just turned on in general. And then, they then head away because he's kind of... They then head away with the whole notion of, we should probably get you back before you turn back into a dude, because you've been a girl for about close to a day now, which means you should be transforming anytime soon. Which is, that's understandable logic. And after, immediately after they say that, they go somewhere and then use the female form a little bit. Running to scene number 4, which goes from 19 minutes on the dot to 20 minutes and 55 seconds. They refuse to do 2-minute scenes. This is a little irritating. Not gonna lie. Alright. He then turns back after the whole session. Where did the cum go? I want to know that. If it's inside of the vajayjay, and then the nut happens, where does it go? Is it now in his balls? Is that... am I asking questions that don't need to be answered? Does it just transfer over to his ass? It's in his stomach. I have questions that need answers, and this 40-minute long masterpiece did not answer any of them. But nonetheless, he turns back, goes to the school that he went to beforehand, but the entire time he's trying to avoid women because he doesn't want to turn back into a woman at any point. Well, they're all like, "Why have you been sick so much?" And he's been like, and naturally, he then heads to, a club, because I want to go figure out what's in that club over in the school. Got to make sure my AV club is going good. And then he runs into Rui, who then they start talking. Rui starts talking to a girl, and then they talk afterwards. Shion and Rui start talking afterwards, in which case, Shion comes in and kind of interrupts the whole talk that Rui was having with a different girl, and they kind of just go to a room together. He's still in his dude form, and another form, and then they have gay sex. Leading to scene number 5, which is 25 minutes and 15 seconds, then goes to 25 minutes and 40 seconds. 35 seconds. It's too short. Need more of it. There's a little bit of a fight between them, and then Shion goes home to think and explore everything that's going on with him. I still believe he's a dude at this point. Well, I should have put stamps in this to figure out what's going on. And that exploring lasts at scene number 6, which runs from 28 minutes and 20 seconds to 30 minutes on the dot. It then goes to Shion thinking of Rui in a little bit of a romantic way that turns into a lot of a romantic way, in which case he turns back into a girl, and then it's revealed that, oh no, it doesn't have to be girls that he's exposed to, he just has to be romantic. Naturally. He turns back into a girl, and he goes and then tries to see the doctor, who might be able to help out a little bit more. The doctor, which was the specific guy that Rui had as a friend, and it got a little bit weird. Yeah, well, there's a point in it where he's trying to be a little charming silver fox fella, who's like, hey, I'm 50, and I'm hot. And she's like, I'm here for it. Check out. That's just about how it went. Then they met up again afterwards. Nerds trying to find specifically what it was that they were going to, that they used, that the mystery girl from way before in the back used to turn Shion into a swapping female to male character. As they go and search around, it turns out that he then runs into the girl from before. The one that was kind of trying to shove her way in between her and Rui, just to hey, what's going on with this guy? You don't need that blonde chick. Just look at me. And then immediately fucked up. Yeah, she's back. And realizes that he actually had a little bit of a thing going on with her, and he realizes that he's been a kind of a dick towards women, a pig, if you will, and kind of just realizes where he stands on this whole thing. He then runs into Rui. Rui admits he's jealousness of Shion, who has been hanging out with the doctor this entire time, trying to search for something that could have been the answer to what's going on, and says, hey, I'm jealous, and I admit it. And then Shion's like, don't worry, I'm on the same fence. And then they're both like, huh. Shion turns back into a dude, and then Rui's like, alright, I'm gonna take my opportunity. Wait, no, he doesn't turn back into a dude yet. Scene number 7, the final scene of the entire thing, takes place from 26 minutes and 5 seconds to 27 minutes and 25 seconds, with a little bit of a will they, won't they speech in the middle of it, where he then, I believe that's when he turns back into a dude. Dude, the whole will they, won't they speech is like, you don't want to be with me because I'm normally me. It's just because you want the girl version. You don't have to be so anal about this whole thing. Just admit it. And then Rui's like, I'll show you anal. And then they do exactly that. That, with the second half of it running from 28 minutes and 55 seconds to 40 minutes and 50 seconds. A little bit of a post-nut clarity going on right past that whole thing. Which turns into genuine emotions where he's like, you know what? I think I actually do like this guy. Turns back into a girl in that moment. And then they bicker as friends do, and then the episode ends right then and there. There. So, that has been long-ass name that essentially equates down to I'm a girl, but only when I'm attracted towards somebody romantically. Most of the other time I'm a dude. I don't want to say the entire name because I'm white and I'm wearing a mask. That already obscures my sound that I had to plan around. But let's go ahead and get into the review while we're here. Now, let's go ahead and get into the 3 pillars. Go ahead and get that thing that I still haven't updated. Maybe that'll be part of the 100 sub special where I'll actually change the review thing. But nonetheless, 3, 2, 1, let's go. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get into the final bits of it, including the animation, which we're going to start off with. I gotta say, animation's pretty standard overall for everything that's going on in this whole thing. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing bad, just pretty average across the board. Alright, I'd give the animation solid medium of 5. Alright, nothing bad, nothing great. Solid. Solid. The characters are dumb, idiotic morons who make really dumb decisions through this whole time because they're dumb idiots. I love them to death. They are the perfect stupid people. They're perfect and they're stupid. They're 9 out of 10s. I love these idiots. Because it's always like, no, you just wanna be with me because I'm a girl half the time as they're doing the gay sex. And it's pretty fucking funny when you think about it later because of how often it happens. 9 out of 10, I love these idiots. They play the stupid so well. And finally, what we're all really here for. The plot. Okay, I only wrote 2 things down for this. Fucking yes. 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 Yeah. Yes. Just fucking yes across the board. Pride Month has made me stronger, and this is why I'm here. Yes. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Would probably recommend only half as much for straight people and half as much for gay people. Anybody out there who's like, I'm cool. Well, I really just don't care what's in their pants. 10 out of 10 across the board. Amazing. Would recommend. Would come back to. Would watch every scene. Amazing. And with an averaging score of the entire thing, I'd like to say, mathematically, this is an 8 out of 10 when you add all the scores together and then medium it out. But in my heart, this is a 10 out of 10, and I would highly recommend it. Mathematically, though, 8 out of 10, which there is not a lot of yaoi on this site. There are 3 things total, and one of them isn't a yaoi. It just has like a half a scene that does not count, and some of us are fed up. So, with my final regards out of the way, I'd like to say a special thank you to absolutely everybody who's been here, everybody who has been here, everybody who will be here. The fact that I have 105 fucking subscribers. That blows my mind. There is nothing I can do that would do anything justice for literally any of it as it happens. This has been mind-blowing. This is strange to think of. And I'm so happy for absolutely everybody that has been here from day one to day, whatever the fuck we're at right now. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will do a special. I don't know what it is, and it's probably going to have to be soon, because I'm going on a little bit of a vacation in a few days. Yeah, about 3 days, I'll be gone. But until then, I'm going to see what I can do. There may not be a video tomorrow, there may not be a video the next day, but that might just be because I'm working on the 100 subs, and if it doesn't come out till then, I promise the quality of the 100 subs will be way better than anything you've seen before. But, until next time, I have been the Doctor. Thank you everybody for being here. Have a nice day. Don't be a dick, and wash your fucking hands. Please. Until next time, I have been the Doctor. Peace.